All right, welcome to a impromptu episode of the Rabbit Hole Podcast. We just came across something recently that we had to get out and talk about. It's going to be big in our area in the near future. I have a feeling. Tyler, would you like to kick us off?
Yeah, there was a supposedly here in the last what was it, a couple days ago?
Yeah, it's within the last 5 days.
It was actually October 8th. A woman and her children were heading home from a softball game or somewhere around a softball field. And on their way home, she spotted what was a humanoid winged creature of some sort. It was black. Um, the article that we have, I'm just gonna kind of read over her description of it and kind of what she told this reporter. This is all her quote, so I'm just gonna read it off here. It says, "Me, my two girls, and my fiance went to a little secret area where the houses have Halloween decorations at nighttime. We told the investigator, or she told the investigator. We went down one way and then came back the other way to look at both sides of the street. We did that and we were we're headed back home. We came up over a hill and when we got down almost to the stop sign, that's when I saw it. It was like a human figure but with big wings. The feet and toes were pointed to the ground. It had scrawny legs but muscled at the calf. The feet were long but pointy. It was maybe 6 feet tall. The wings weren't open, they were still closed." She goes on to say the creature's wings, which she said looked like they were made of skin, and this is quote, were really pointy and they were past its head. So it sounds to me like they were like kind of pointed up
Flared
over
out
his.
or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Um, the creature just looked like somebody getting ready to dive off of something. Like they had their hands out, the wings were over top of it, and they were pulled in, like wrapped around it. The wings weren't as long as the body. They came out over the head, but were shorter than the legs. And then she goes on to talk about the head, and she says it was really little and round, kind of pointed but round. The creature, which she estimated to have been around 100 feet from the car, looked like it had just leaped from the trees to the right of the road, and apparently they were pretty close to a grove of tall trees.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, it was a dark figure. She said it was blacker than night itself. So I mean, that's that's pretty damn freaky if you think about it, man.
Yeah, just coming
Um,
across that with your kids. And now why this is big for us because this happened in Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
which is about, well, I mean, from me, it's what, 4 hours east
Yeah, if even that.
ish.
Two
Yeah,
to two to
and
four, depending on the road
yeah,
you take.
yeah, and then I mean, from you, it's a little northeast,
Yeah,
right? I don't know
yeah,
exactly
a
where
little
you,
northeast. But now,
but
why this stuck out to me um, was I'm going to describe something to you, and you tell me how much it fits into her profile. Okay,
okay,
between 6 to 7 foot tall, body of a muscular man, 10 to 15 foot wingspan, devilish gray and brown feathering, and had
uh,
an awkward wobble or gait.
okay.
I mean, she
So
hits what body of a
this
muscular man.
Yeah, the calves were extremely muscular. Tiny legs after below that, but above that were very muscular. The difference is I mean I don't feel like she got much of a look at the actual body itself,
Right.
other than the fact that it was just pitch black.
Yeah.
So I mean what you were describing had gray
Six to
feathers.
seven, six to
Yeah.
seven feet in height.
The heat the height she did say was about 6 foot or so.
What did you
The
say? You said to her the feet were pointed, right?
Yeah, down toward the way I understood it, the feet were pointed down towards the bottom parts of it were really slender and but then as it got up towards the calf, it started to become more muscled. But the wings don't sound like they're overly massive on this thing.
Right.
You said a 15-foot wingspan on
Yeah,
what
10
you
to
were describing,
15.
but on this it almost sounds like it's more. And from what the way she's describing it, she's saying it looks like someone's diving. I picture somebody with their hands above their head, like they're fixing
Right.
to dive down, and maybe that's what she's meaning. The wings kind of came up and
To
formed
a
around
point.
its head. Yeah, kind of, and then she said it wrapped around its body, so maybe But I don't know, man. It's that's a little weird. Now it makes you kind of wonder with it being Halloween time if somebody's not you know because I don't know if I don't know if she seen it move. The husband seen it, what he thought he saw of a little bit of it, but her encounter with it was she said was only 6 to 8 seconds in length, so she didn't get like a super long look at whatever it was. But I mean, who knows, dude? I mean, that's kind of weird. There was also a sighting of a very similar being in West Alton, Missouri, which is not the Alton that I am from, but it's a different Alton, which is more up towards the St. Louis area, I believe. And it was that was back in 2016. A kid saw a flying creature when they were duck hunting, or a man and his son saw a flying creature while hunting ducks. So it kind of, when we were talking about vampires here a couple weeks ago, I was discussing how sometimes um, the somebody that was a vampire could transform into a bat-like creature, or
Right.
or or have, they can kind of morph their bodies and they can sprout wings and be able to
Hmm.
fly, and that's kind of how they get around from point to point, and that gives them their bat-like features. Um, And I don't know. It's kind of weird though that we just got done talking about vampires, and then all of a sudden we're a couple hours away from home. We're having sightings of something that could be a bat-like creature.
Right. Definitely.
So
I agree. And
I don't know.
something I've noticed a lot this year is a lot of Mothman like reported sightings this year, actually, especially in the
Really?
West. Yeah,
Yeah.
Illinois and Chicago. There's been multiple. So
Well, I'll say I've
something we
always I've
dive further
always
into.
yeah, yeah, it's something we could probably pick up on later, because the Mothman to me is a freaky incident right there, man.
Mhm.
And I mean, you know, who knows what went down there, but yeah, that's definitely something that we could dig into for maybe a full episode.
Yeah.
But
Seems very.
anyway,
The Mothman always seems to prophesy something or kind of foretell of impending doom. So.
yeah, and when you talk about something that's pitch black, darker than night, that makes you wonder if we ain't dealing with some sort of a demon or I mean, who
An
knows,
oni or
man.
a jinn or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, something along those lines. But anyway,
All right. Well, we just
uh,
wanted to kind of give a quick recap of this sighting because it's probably going to be shared a lot in the near future. So.
yeah, well, I mean, hopefully more people get more glimpses of it,
Oh,
because
definitely.
I mean, this may be something new that's moved into this area that, may be a new legend in the making.
Very well might be.
So,
All right, sir. Well,
anyway,
thanks for joining me.
you're welcome, bud.